I was the first one to notice it. We sat around the campfire, 10 of us, enjoying the cool night air and the warm, crackling wood we'd encircled with our chairs. Then, quietly, but for a moment, I thought I heard something. A laugh that lasted just one note too long to be synchronized with the movement of any of my friends' faces. Assuming it had probably been an echo reverberating off the surrounding trees, I shrugged it off when Gene began a story about how awkward it had been to get a tattoo on his ass, and how he needed to fart the entire time, leading to more howls and cackles from our throng. But there it was once more. As the din slowly died down, and hoots petered into chuckles, a sudden, sharp bout of amusement split the quiet open. Mischievous mirth clanged into our midst from an unknown origin, and this time, I wasn't the only one whose ears perked up. Heads turned to look over their shoulders, several members of the group stood up from their chairs entirely and spun around to scan the words behind them. Cell phone lights shone into the forest, searching for the unseen 11th, but all they landed on were leaves, twigs, and bark. It came again, louder, more sinister. Clearly now not enjoying our stories, but buoyed by our fear. And it was moving impossibly fast. At once behind Jean, then behind Elise, then behind Bill, then behind MIT, traversed a full 360 degrees around our circle in a matter of seconds, closing in on us each time that it rang out. Several people were backing towards the fire, trying to maintain distance between them and whatever it was that was having so much fun with our torment. Bill was screaming at it to leave us alone, while Elise was simply screaming in terror. Everyone's eyes were turned away from the blaze, searching for the phantom, everyone's, except mine. Elise was now dangerously close to the flame's eye, was worried she was actually going to fall into the embers. And just as I was about to yell at her to watch out, I saw it. Just for an instant, the shortest whisper of a second, a man stood amidst the inferno. A smiling man, a terrible man, a laughing man. He reached a burning hand towards Elise's arm, and her jacket immediately went up like a torch. She shrieked in agony as the material melted to her flesh, and suddenly, the laughter ceased. We ripped the coat from Elise and doused the fire the best that we could before rushing her to the emergency room. She nearly lost the limb what remained he'd branded permanently, and we thought that would be the worst of it. But just after Elise returned home from the hospital, her house burned down with her husband and 2 small children inside, and they found her sitting in the front yard, gasoline in hand. Hey, new to Reddit, ... I thought I would post my story here. I work for a construction company, and we do remodeling on homes. We have a rule here that we get to keep anything we find hidden behind the walls. We hired this guy, we really needed a worker badly, who was a total a-hole from day one. I've been working for this company for 5 years, and this guy has only been doing construction for 1 year after he got fired from his accounting job for getting a DUI. Anyways, ... he would always make fun of my clothes and my accent, and one day he went too far by telling my boss about my private Instagram account pics. He got on my phone and looked through my Instagram page and showed my boss pictures of me smoking weed. Little did he know that my boss is my friend from 8 years when we used to smoke together before we both quit. I was so mad that he violated my privacy. Then I made a plan to fuck him over. He was the kind of guy who would always come in late and complain that trains or traffic is why he was always late. One day, I overheard him saying that if he won the lottery, he would quit this job for not getting the respect he deserves. You have to earn your respect here. One day, I bought some fake gold coins online, and I put them in a metal box I found at the antique store and waited for a chance to hide it in a wall. Luckily, I did not have to wait long. The day he found the coins, it seemed like it was his best day ever. First thing he did when he opened the box, he called my boss a fing loser, and he quit immediately on the spot. He said, "F this place, ... I'm rich, lol." Little did he know was that was the best day of my life. After he quit, my boss told us that he was going to fire him anyways for always showing up late. I wish I could see the look on his face when he finds out the gold coins are fake. Best $40 I spent in my life. I apologize for my grammar, ... This just happened today, and my adrenaline is pumping hard. Thanks for reading. Edit. These houses are bought at auction. People don't live here, so everything is owned by the construction company. That's one way to scare off religious solicitors. So, back in 2011, I was majoring in theater arts at the local college and was in the theatrical makeup class. It was the only class I had on Fridays, and I frequently came home in whatever I had done that day in class to show my dad. It was the week of Halloween, and our teacher was teaching us Bloody's gore makeup, and my horror-obsessed haunted house scare actor, Fleet Street, is the best stage blood-boasting self, was going wild. While most of the other students did a burn, a few bruises, maybe a gash on the arm, I made myself look like roadkill that also got mauled by a bear. It was a lot, enough to get me pulled over by a concerned campus cop when I was leaving. I went home, covered in fake blood, looking like hell, and loving up. My dad told me to keep it on so my niece and nephews could see when they got there after school. They knew I had makeup class. I wasn't going to scar them. So around 2:45 p.m., I hear a knock at the door. Well, I decided to answer like a zombie to make them laugh. I should note, I realize I should have probably checked to make sure it was them. I answer the door slowly, dragging a foot, moaning brains. To see two Jehovah's Witnesses go green and absolutely bolt back to their bikes. I literally was still processing what had just happened as they peeled around the corner, and my brother showed up with the kids. To this day, my dad says he sees them actively avoid our door, and once heard them refer to it as the home of the devil. Thanks for watching. Leave your comments with your stories, and maybe you'll get into the next video.